Okay, so I wanted to do one more for Saltzmans, part 18, basically. I know that I would keep adding more parts to this, but I don't want to keep going on and sound like a broken record. I don't know if I said this in part 17, but here's a quote from Kung Fu Panda and stuff, and this is where I really want to address it. You couldn't let go of the past. Everybody else moved on. Why didn't you, Rick? You got to let go of that stuff from the past because it just doesn't matter. What only matters is what you choose to be now. And Hope chose to be a villain because she didn't want to deal with all this drama and everything and all these emotions. So she chose to be more like her father and shut off her humanity. The problem here, though, is when you are a bully or someone, someone becomes a bully because they get emotionally abused or physically abused by family or some other aspects or act out. I've done a video on that on how someone becomes a bully. But when your classmates and someone is treating you like a weapon and stuff in the eyes of the superhero shows, eventually the hero is not going to take shit anymore. Like how Kara Danvers got inflicted by red kryptonite. Maybe she had enough and stuff, and the red kryptonite brought out her doubts and how people didn't appreciate her enough and stuff and treated her like a weapon. The same way where Hope is. When a bully pulls you down and keeps pushing you and stuff, eventually you have to stand up for yourself, and you got to stand up to the bully and say, no more will I be pushed around. No more of this bully nonsense. No more. And it applies here because the thing here is Rick couldn't move on from Klaus, where he's not even the one that caused you the most pain. It's Kai Parker that killed your wife and potentially almost killed your children. It's it's these other characters that caused you pain. Damon caused you pain and stuff and killed you when you had the ring on and stuff. He killed Jeremy. There's no book about him. What about Stefan with his ripper tendencies? There's no book about him. There's no book about Kai Parker. There's only a book about Klaus Michelson. So at the end of the day, he couldn't let go of the past. Everybody else moved on. He couldn't. Elena moved on and said, I don't care anymore and stuff. She didn't have a vendetta and didn't come into the school looking for revenge against Klaus and trying to kill Hope or anything. I mean, Caroline moved on, even though Klaus was more of a friend than a relationship at this point. But at the end of the day, you really can't say that one is one way and one is another way. You couldn't let go of the past. And it's as simple as that. Sometimes you have to let go of the past. As Kylo Ren said, let the past die. Sometimes it's good to learn from it, but you can't hold on to it. If you hold on to it, you hold it like a grudge and allow it to take you down inside and turn you into a very hateful person of something that or someone that wronged you years ago and stuff. Now, I think it's okay to be angry in sports and stuff because you've been suffering for so long of your team losing or something along the lines of that you want something better to happen to you. But in the end, there are so many things that like this you couldn't let go of the past. Take Johnny Lawrence, for example. He's another character. You couldn't let go of the past and stuff. And for that 20-year span or 30-year span, he allowed the kick to affect him. He allowed a single crane kick to his face affecting him and spiraling him out of control. Then he's worried about Robbie because Robbie kept coming in second place and you see him spiraling out of control. And Kreese was right. Sometimes, win-lose matters and stuff because you spiral. Sam was spiraling out of control when she thought she could beat Tori and stuff because she lost on a simple point that she could have literally blocked and won that fight and stuff, and probably would have won if Silver didn't cheat. But at the end of the day, you see all these characters spiraling because they're not letting go of the past and moving on to focus on the future and everything. And, you're not fighting for yourself. Why did someone lose a fight? Because they either had more heart than you or you were fighting for all the wrong reasons. It's even applied when Creed fights Drago in the Creed movies, Adonis versus Victor Drago, that Victor wins because he was fighting for all the wrong reasons. He was fighting for revenge. He was fighting to end the story and stuff and change the story's outcome. But that's not how it works. You can't let the past affect you. You have to move on and fight for yourself and fight for this and stuff. And Rick just couldn't do that as a person. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know your thoughts on the Saltzmans, part 18.